Oh my god, what have I done? I have officially corrupted you people. Top comment on the last video explains why those two kids were so eager to part with their aerial ace TN. And it's because Skyla gives them out in exchange for sexual favors. So yeah, those kids were all like, oh yeah, you know, it's no big deal. We can go back and get another one anytime. No big deal. And then they go away and they're high-fiving each other and they're like, yes, we finally got rid of that blasted thing. We're getting laid tonight, man! But all joking aside, I'm almost done with the main game of Pokemon White 2. I'm on Route 23 right now, Audino grinding my team all the way to level 61 because I don't know what they were thinking when they put Audino's this over-leveled in that place. It's like, you know, it almost makes you look like a fool if you don't stop and grind a bit there. But that's not what I wanted to talk about. Oh yeah, by the way, I'm gonna brag a little bit. Humor me for a second. I found a shiny. Yep, shiny Amoonguss on Route 22. Unfortunately, it's an Adamant Effect Spore one, so it's pretty much the worst Amoonguss I can possibly get. But hey, shiny! Shiny is good! But yeah, what I wanted to say about Black and White 2 is that I am very likely to be LPing White 2 after this. As you can see, yeah. Whoa! I went straight past it. But yeah, when I was outside, you could see the dowsing machine pinging like crazy, and I just couldn't do anything about it because all that treasure is in areas I can't reach yet because it's the winter or it's further down. But we're gonna take a look at these items a bit later on, I guess. But yeah, as I said, I'm probably gonna be LPing Pokemon White 2 once this game is done. And I was thinking, because after White 2, what's gonna be left to LP? Well, after that, we're probably going to be moving on to Generation 6 fairly soon. So, if my expectations are met, we should be getting an international release for the first Generation 6 games around early 2014, probably. So, yeah, ideally, I'm going to need something to fill in that time. Not that I really bothered doing so earlier this year when I went on a Pokemon hiatus for a few months because I didn't expect I definitely didn't expect there to be a sequel to Black and White, which would pretty much force me to LP this game that you're seeing right now. But yeah, on top of that, there's also the fact that the 3DS emulation is still very much in its infancy. It's almost a miracle at this point that some games can be fully functional on a 3DS emulator at this point, so it's still going to take a long, long while to get it right. So after I finish this game, I'm going to need to crank out some content for White 2 a lot longer than what I would normally do. And this is where, you know, I had an idea when playing this game, because Black and White 2 have so much fodder for bonus content that I could put at the end of this LP that could last quite a while, maybe even as long as the main LP itself, oddly enough. And, you know, I could, if this goes through, I could possibly imagine, you know, the White 2 LP going past 250 parts. Like, I can just imagine some guy watching the related videos for some video and seeing, let's play Pokemon White 2, part 270. And he'd be like, what the fuck can you do in 270 parts in this game? So, what I was thinking was that I could provide some bonus content, such as stuff like, you know, FunFest missions, Pokestar Studios, which actually is a lot of fun. I think it even trumps the Pokeathlon for best minigame in the series, personally. So I would really, really like to cover it. Every single movie. Yes, I'm crazy like that. Oh, we could also have the fan service tournament for kicks. And why not even the, you know, the medals that you get for running the Elite Four with mono-type teams of each individual type, maybe even the solo run. That would be pretty fantastic, and it would probably give you guys a lot of rage and deaths to feast on, something that's been sorely lacking in this LP series as of right now. So, yeah. So this is an idea that I wanted to run by you. If you agree with the idea, then please tell me, and if you disagree and would rather, see me focus on other games while, they're getting 3DS emulation right, and even if they did before the first Generation 6 games come out, I wouldn't want to commit myself to a Generation 6 game just yet, because of the simple fact that I don't know. And I'm not going to know at that point where they're going to go after that. Are they going to go back to the old deluxe version formula? Or is that sequel thing something that's here to stay? So until I know that, I probably won't be making anything Generation 6 related. So this would, assuming I'm still LPing in a couple years, where I'll be in my 30s. It's gonna be pretty weird being in my 30s and still LPing, but it's a hobby. I love it. I don't think there's really much of an age for that. But my point is, since I don't want to commit myself to Generation 6 even after it's released, this is going to be a pretty long Pokemon list period unless I find something to do, and this is why I had the idea of, doing all this bonus content. So, give me your opinion on what you're thinking in regards to that, and I'll take it into consideration. One thing that I was thinking, though, if I do go for those mono-type Elite Four run medals, is that, well, my choice in terms of Pokemon is going to be fairly limited if I do so, because of my no external trading rule, because I think I have access to just over half the Pokemon in Black and White 2, and there's also the fact that, unfortunately, I can't do Wi-Fi emulation or trade using an emulator or whatnot pretty much screws me out of trade evolutions as well. That is, unless someone helps me out, like I don't remember who it was, and I feel really cheap and really sorry for that someone helped me get a Gengar in my Soul Silver LP. I'm still very thankful for that, by the way. But unless someone's willing to help out with that again, then I'm pretty much screwed in that department, reducing my choices even more. Now, I'm gonna switch my lead. I'm gonna go with Jellicent, I guess, since it does fairly well in a cave environment. Yeah, I'm trying to keep all my levels even once again. Too bad Sigilif is still behind at 44. It's just, this setting is not very friendly to it. But I'll see to it that it gets some experience in the near future. And, yeah, I was just rambling on about what I would do in an eventual Y2 LP. The point I was trying to make is, yeah, if you want to see that bonus content or not, feel free to let me know in the comments below. And speaking of future projects, a few videos ago I mentioned the prospect of a possible announcement for my upcoming LP that I'm going to do after Wind Waker at the Halloween Marathon that's being done to support Anna the Titan. Well, what's going on right now with that is that the marathon is pretty much on the rocks because of the lack of volunteers, which really sucks. So, I really don't know where it's headed, and I don't really know where I'm headed with that announcement either, and I need to know what I'm going to do in the near future, so I'm going to take a decision, and, I could take the decision to, say screw that, it's going to wait until the Mario Marathon in December no matter what, but I'm not mean enough to, I don't want to make you feel like I'm giving you something and then taking it away. I just don't like that approach. So instead, what I'm going to do, I'm going to do the complete opposite thing and say that no matter what happens, I am going to make the announcement for my next LP at some point before the end of the month, even though there's still quite a ways left into Wind Waker. I'm pretty sure, in fact, I'm absolutely certain that it's not going to end this year. Even if I did nothing but Wind Waker until the end of the year, I'm still not convinced that I would finish the game, because there's still that much of the game left. And fuck you, by the way, for that Hyper Potion. And once again, Musharna, incredibly bulky. Too bad that's really all it has going for it. So, yeah, ideal doctor placement here, by the way. It's quite a ways into the dungeon, but there's still a bit left, so great placement once again. So yeah, this is what's going to be going on in terms of, you know, this next Let's Play. I did promise that it was going to be a surprise that no one would see coming, and I guess we're going to see if someone saw it coming by the end of the month, which I honestly really, really doubt. By the way, Smogon's monthly stats, I haven't had a chance to talk about it yet because I was so focused on the freaking evasion ban bullshit that I didn't get around to talking about that. Remember last month when I said that, you know, Gene Sec hasn't been around for a full month and we could have the prospect of 3 Pokemon that have quadruple weaknesses to fire in the top 5 when Gene Sec has a full month on the ladder? Well, it happened! We have Scizor, Ferrothorn, and Gene Sec in the top 5. Absolutely ridiculous. Of course, Politoed is still number 1, which, ironically enough, it has great synergy with these 3 because it helps lessen the impact of those nasty fire moves. And it's just amazing when you think about it, how amazing Rain is. First thing we had was a ban on the Swift Swim combined with Drizzle because it was too good. And then we saw some other abusers, such as Manaphy and Thundurus, Incarnate Thundurus, I mean, go away. The Therian form is still allowed. And, yeah, and then you still got some pretty good abusers, even beyond that. And then, on top of that, Rain just makes those really awesome Pokemon that happens to be ultra weak to fire even better because they can actually hope to live through a fire attack. So Rain is just, holy shit, man. What were they thinking when they decided to give Drizzle to Politoed? Now I'm just going to change my lead real quick once I'm done talking to this guy. I think I'm going to go with Lilligant, which is also pretty good in a cave setting, and it's very close to getting Petal Dance, which will help it get rid of those Boldors even easier without having to waste an extra PP on it. So, yeah, as I was saying, giving Drizzle to Politoed, not the best idea Game Freak ever had! And this is going to be, well, not the subject of a video that I'm planning to make at some point in the near future, but at least one of the subjects that I'm going to tackle. Look forward to it. This is something else that I'm going to make in the very near future that's not LP related, but nonetheless should go over well. And I was talking about Smogon's stats earlier on. Gothitelle was another Pokemon that I was waiting for it to get a full month to see where it would rank, and it's still way down below. It was, amusingly enough, banned in Underused. It's now borderline, but even for a Pokemon that's way too good to be in Underused, it's still not performing at all in Overused, which is sort of sad, because I was really looking forward to having a Shadow Tag user that wasn't Wob Buffet. So, yeah, I guess this is Game Freak's cue, or rather Nintendo's cue, to finally make Shadow Tag Chandelure public, since Gothitelle just ain't gonna cut it. So, this is going to be farewell for today. Yep, I'm done for this part. I'm just gonna grab this Ultra Ball. And until next time, ciao! Oh, freebie next time! Awesome!